Mr. President Zelenskyy, the French President Macron and Giorgia Meloni often mention that it is necessary to restore dialogue with Russia. How do you perceive this in the context of Donald Trump recently saying that you are an obstacle to peace negotiations? And who could be this negotiator from the EU with Russia? Mr. President Pavel, you spoke with the Ukrainian president regarding the points that Ukraine demands in negotiations. How realistic is it that Russia would agree to them?
I believe that Ukraine has the initiative in negotiations. I believe we are faster than Russia in this. I believe we worked very well with the American side. We are simply not on the same side on some issues. Everything is clear. I am defending the interests of our state. And ultimatums, in my view, are a non-working model in democratic relations between countries. We must clearly know that the war will not restart again immediately in a month, 2, 3, or after President Trump's term ends. Security guarantees must be effective. There must be faith, first and foremost among the Ukrainian people, not any world leader, but just people who believe and who understand security guarantees much better than most defense ministers in the world because of this war. Just ordinary people, because they already understand what missiles are, what the sound of a shard is, what happens, what to hide from and when, what is lacking, how to live without electricity, excuse me. And therefore there is an absolutely experienced, unfortunately because of the war, people who want to have clear security guarantees and believe in them. It seems to me this is number one. Number two, ending the war is what we really need. We really want it, but ending the war is the first step, and then there will be reconstruction, and then we have a million-strong army. We need money to restore the army. We need money so that this army remains, so that we have 800,000. These are not just words, these are specific funds, a specific amount for specific years. And there will be no such money in Ukraine's budget because we will be reconstructing Ukraine. And if there are no clear reconstruction funds, then Ukraine will take everything for reconstruction from its own budget, which means then we will have to choose a large strong army or a quick reconstruction. Ukraine deserves to be reconstructed quickly. This requires funding. And likewise to preserve the most important security guarantee, our army. That's it. It seems to me that these are strategically important things. And in general, it is clear that the United States of America wants to end the war tomorrow. And we want to do it today. We are interested, both sides, in doing it faster, and we understand that delaying the signing and ending of the war comes from Russia. A very simple example, the simplest one. At the end of last year there were agreements regarding the exchange of our people, prisoners of war. To exchange 1,000 people. What is the problem? What is the delay from the Ukrainian side? Who is holding Ukrainians captive? Us? Russia? Why are they not exchanging? Does the United States of America have an answer to this question? No, because there are some questions that are uncomfortable, but they are absolutely fair. Russia drags out all processes, starting with the humanitarian track. Let's exchange 1,000 people, postponed. Let's exchange at least 500, postponed. Let's exchange everyone for everyone. This is part of the 20 points postponed. So who postpones? Who doesn't want to end the war? The issue is not desire, the issue is pressure. We need enough pressure on Russia and everything will be over. I think we're very close to that.
Unfortunately, it is a sad fact that without the United States there will be no solution for the war in Ukraine. And this is painful for Europe, that still the key role is played by the United States. But this does not mean that Europe and European countries, whether in the European Union or others, should be aside from these efforts. This is about European security and the future. And Europe must take greater responsibility for European security, including resolving the situation in Ukraine. And this applies to the Czech Republic as well. I am convinced that this situation should be a sufficient warning. A sufficient warning that we absolutely cannot continue in further European self-reliance in defense matters. Some problems we face we must be able to solve without the United States, with an understanding of responsibility for our future. We talked about the content of those documents with Mr. President. I believe that Ukraine has done a great deal on the path so that the proposed solution is acceptable. I believe there are also a number of painful compromises that Ukraine has to make and is ready to make, provided that it leads to peace. And we must do everything possible so that all the work that was done in preparing these documents is not in vain. Because Russia will immediately reject it. And Russia will keep rejecting it until we start applying pressure together. And what can that pressure be today? First of all, economic and political. But we must work in a coordinated way, including with the United States. We should not compete over who has greater weight. Europe has a priority interest, but it is also in the interests of the United States that calm comes, because there is more than enough instability in the world. And if the United States stop caring about Europe's problems, we will be left either without weapons, or we will not be ready to solve future problems without outside help.
Thank you. This concludes the press conference. Thank you.